Hello class, I'm Owusu Answer Prince. Welcome to English class. Today's lesson, we are going to learn about morphemes. Morphemes. Now, the content of this topic tell us the introduction to morpheme, types of morphemes, and application of morphemes. Now, let's take the introduction to morpheme first. The morpheme is the first rank according to the constituents of relationship, and the last rank according to the concept of relationship in the rank scale. Now let's look at the definition of morpheme. A morpheme is the smallest meaningful grammatical unit in a language. It consists of linguistic elements that cannot be broken into further units. Now, let's look at the process where we can identify a morpheme by 3 criteria. The first criteria is a word or part of a word that has meaning, which means that morphemes has meanings. Now let's look at the second criteria. It cannot be divided into smaller meaningful parts without meaningless reminders. Now the third criteria says it recurs in different word environments with a relatively stable meanings. For examples, in English, the word stop can be broken into further units, so it's a morpheme. In the same way, the following can be considered morphemes: cat, cat, it, work, if, and, to, table, etc., and many more. Now, we have types of morphemes. Now we have, for the first one, is the free morphemes. Now the second one, we have the bound morphemes. Now the third one, we have the full and the empty morphemes. The fourth one, we can talk about the prefix and the suffix. Now the fifth one, we can talk about the noun morphemes. Now the sixth one, talk about the base or the root morphemes. Now we talk about free morpheme first. Now, free morpheme is a kind of morpheme which makes sense on its own. Now, types of free morphemes are the lexical morpheme, functional or the grammatical morpheme, which is now we have the lexical morpheme as one type of morpheme and the functional grammatical morpheme as another type of morpheme. Now, examples, we have eat, teach, date, week, work, etc., and many more. Now we move to the second type of morpheme, which is the bound morpheme. There are kind of morphemes that cannot make sense on its own, which means that bound morphemes does not make sense unless it's attached to a free morpheme. Now we have the types of bound morphemes. We have the inflectional morpheme. Now the second one, which is the derivational morpheme. Now when we talk about the inflectional morpheme that's those type of morphemes which inflect. They inflect in the sense that where we can add some suffixes to them to change the noun into either singular or plural. Good. We have the plural marker, the concord, now the verb, and the others. We have the derivational morpheme. Derivational morphemes are those type of morphemes which sometimes we call them the class changing or the class maintaining morphemes. Example, we have dancer, works, boxes, woman as the inflectional morpheme. Identifying the number of morphemes in a given word. Now we are going to learn how to identify the number of morphemes in a given word. In English, the word stopped is composed of 2 morphemes. Stop plus the past tense marker. That is the stop plus ed. In the same vein, the word walked is composed of 2 morphemes. Walk plus the past tense marker. That is walk plus the past tense marker, which is ed. Similarly, we can say that when it has 2 morphemes, go and past tense maker. Now sang has 2 morphemes, sing plus the past tense marker. From the discussion above, we can confidently say that verbs in the simple present tense have 2 morphemes. Now let's look at the application of morphemes. Morphemes are important for phonics in both reading and spelling, as well as in vocabulary and comprehension. Now, the try works that you are surely to meet. Now we have the first one. Explain the term morpheme in your own words. 2. State some examples of morpheme. Now 3. Try and identify the number of morphemes in the above stated examples. 4. Memorize the type of morpheme. 5. Per your understanding, figure the importance of morpheme.